All right, greetings, Internet Sojourners. Welcome back to the MMocracy. Today we're going to do some City of Mist grinding. We're killing gyrating goos, and hopefully we are going to get the level 50 plus spell drops that I so badly need to continue this progress in this challenge. So I was able to get in here a little bit early and get the arena. So I decided to start the stream early because I was just doing it anyway and figured you guys would want to watch. So here we are. We're 32% towards level 52. I found at least one spell here, but it was not the spell I'm looking for. It is a wizard level 52 spell, so holding out hope that they will drop some level 50 plus necromancer spells. But right now I've got the camp pretty well locked down. I've come up with a sort of a successful strategy here. Although there has been some ups and downs, one thing I've noticed is when I'm fear kiting, they can fear through that door, so I have to be very careful about that. Outside of that, it's just mainly fear resists that have caused some close calls this morning here for me. And we just have to kill these undead. There's 2 undead and 3 goos that I've kept on a pretty good rotation. So as long as I can keep them locked down, we do pretty good. For the undead, I'm trying not to dot them as much so I can save the mana for the goos. Yeah, overall things are going okay, knock on wood, so far. This is definitely a decent spot to get your level 50 plus spells if they drop here. I'm not sure if the necro spells drop here or not. That's what I'm still, like, I'm hopeful that they drop here. But being that I haven't seen one drop yet, I'm like worried that it's wizard and enchanter spells only or some crazy stuff, you know. But we're going to keep trying. We're going to keep going for it. I did go out to Raptors, and the Raptors were really tough. So I'm not too sure about that. Their aggro radius is huge. The Raptors are in Timorous Deep. Their aggro radius is huge. And they run really fast, and they're really hard to control when you fear kite. Because the spot that I was looking at was in the water. I do have to keep these guys feared though, because they tend to hit the pet pretty hard. The phantoms aren't as bad as the goos. Those goos really pack a punch. I went for a 12-mile ruck yesterday. And if it seems like I'm a little bit tired, it's because I am. I woke up and honest to goodness, I felt like I was hungover. Yeah, still fighting this encoding overloaded on EQ. I'm not sure what it is that is causing that. No other game that I play and have streamed gets this encoding overloaded and causes this frame rate dip. So I apologize. I've tried numerous things to get it worked out, and so far no luck. But we'll keep trying. Yeah, I've tried like every OBS setting, every NVIDIA setting imaginable. And it's such an old game, there's just zero reason why it should be doing this. For example, my OBS is saying it's using 1.7% of my CPU right now. So it's something on the video card side. I haven't quite worked it out because I do use the video card for encoding, but just for reference sake, I have actually recorded and streamed like much newer games on this computer. It's not a completely underpowered computer. It's not a brand new one. It's like a 2021. But I even had like Fallout 76 on here in 1080p, and it doesn't get that issue, and it runs just fine. So, yeah, just very strange. Not really sure why it does that. All right, we should have a goo. There we go. I had to split these, and I want to keep them split. So I try to stay on top of them. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just bringing them to me with a snare and then keeping my pet on them. I'm fear kiting, you know, fearing them. Where it gets dicey is when they start like outranging my spells, and I have to rebuff the or reapply the snare. And like this, I have no idea where he went. So I'm bringing my pet back because I really don't want to have some sort of social aggro, even though I think he would social aggro anyway, so it's generally pretty safe. But there are points where they'll wander way off. And like here, so he's so far away right now, and I have to get a new snare on him. As soon as they come unsnared, like if they resist a snare, that's when things really, they start getting kind of scary. I'm thinking maybe if I pull to this corner, I don't know why I didn't think about this sooner. This is probably the spot. There's another thing that happens too, where there'll be like a video glitch, and it's definitely on the P99 side. Oh yeah, here. So here he's trying to go in that door. Oh no, he's not. He turned. It's definitely on the P99 side where they will just like appear as if they have stopped, and then they will warp to be right on top of you. And you're getting punched in the face before you know it. Like there. Perfect timing. So yeah, like luckily I was able to get the fear off just in time, but yeah, he like appeared stopped and then warped ahead, you know, quite a few pixels towards me. And if you combine that with a like fear resist, that's when things get kind of crappy, especially if snare is falling off. That's been the only times that I've had like a close call here, and I'm not really worried about my pet's damage versus my damage and how much experience I'm getting. Because truthfully, I don't care about the experience at this point. I really just want to get the splurt spell. I want to get the words for the lich spell. So I'm not overly concerned with like doing 50% of the damage for maximum experience. It's already difficult enough without the spells that I need. Hence why I'm just down here in City of Mist trying to get these spells. And luckily everybody so far like has come here and they've seen that I've got this spot and they're not trying to like wrest control of it from me. Like that one Shadow Knight the other night that started pulling stuff from in there and fear kiting, and it's like, oh, come on. Not really sure what this guy's intention is. But I just let him know I'm camping the goose, so hopefully he moves on. Oh, he did a camp check. And we should have another goo up right now. Yep, there he is. Yeah, people are going to start filling in, so hopefully they all play nice, because this is probably the best spot that I can go to. Ooh, close. Oh, he resisted. That's bad. Yep, another resist. That's great. We just need my pet to survive through this until he gets feared again. Which luckily he did. Oh, he's getting pretty far away. Okay, we gotta get a new snare on him. And yeah, when they wander over here, what ends up happening is my snare gets blocked by line of sight. Like it's probably, yep, it's about to happen here. So, snare is gonna wear off. I'm just gonna try to get a root on him. And I just got to keep an eye on my pet health here. Make sure he doesn't die, because this pet's doing well for me. There we go. So yeah, all in all, pretty good so far. I may actually give the pet, because I just noticed this is a max level pet. I may give him these Deadwood staves. In fact, I'm going to do that. I usually wait until I know that the camp is pretty well locked down, because you don't want to give him Deadwood staves and then fail the feign death on like an ST split, and then now your pet's getting beat up by two mobs and you don't have the mana to kill them both, and they're both higher level than your pet. So I generally hold off until I'm like, okay, this is pretty well established, things are split, now I can give these staves to him to help speed it up, keep it moving. It also helps with your pet's health, because the extra um, life taps from those. And I generally wait till I have like a good mana pool before I go back in. That helps with those multiple resists. But I've been decently efficient to the point where there's definitely periods that I don't have anything to pull. Like here, for example. And then this gives me time to rebuff the pet. Because I've got the pet buffed so he can do a little extra damage as well. Alright, let's see if there's... I think I hear something in here, actually. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. So yeah, now with Deadwood Staves pumping, this should get a little bit even better. I almost said a little bit easier, but I don't want to say that. I feel like once you tell the game that something's going good, you got to trick the game. You got to make it think that it's still got you. Because once you start going, oh, this is easy, then you're going to get multiple fear resists in a row, and bad things are going to happen. Ooh, he life tapped my pet there. You don't life tap me, I life tap you. Yeah, there's a little bit of med time built in. There's 3 goos that I'm able to camp, plus the 2 undead. So the experience, like I could probably push into grabbing these guys over here across the way, but I'm not going to. I don't need to risk it. And I apologize for the silence there. I'm just looking at different things for this encoding because it just doesn't make any sense. From what I understand, EQ is a much more CPU intensive game. So the fact that the video is being handled by the GPU, the video encoding, makes sense. And the CPU, it's like OBS should be doing like mainly the CPU to run the program. and then the video card is handling all the encoding, so they should be sharing the load pretty well. And I think it's just, honestly, there's something in the game, or there's a setting somewhere that is just causing the whole thing to try to like render more frames than it can. So I'm playing with stuff, and if I end up dropping, you guys will know why, or if I freeze or something. But I know you're not supposed to troubleshoot on stream, but it only starts happening when I start streaming, so. And I could set up a test stream, but then I'd have to like set that up and then go back, and yeah, it'll be all right. We should have a goo coming here soon. Should be. I think it's the one in the middle here. But I'm watching this side. I don't want something to spawn there and catch me by surprise. There he is. It always takes that one in the middle a little bit to get out here. I think the pathing gets really weird in there. Okay, we gotta resist. It's gonna be close. There we go. Now when I fear him here, hopefully it doesn't go even further that way. Looks like we got lucky there. And then yeah, when he stops, I always get nervous because I'm not sure if it's like the game is bugged out again, then he's gonna just appear right on top of me, or if it's like, no, he's actually stopped. And I feel like I've seen every other spell drop. I haven't seen every other spell drop, but it feels like it. At least the experience is decent too, so anytime I get an opportunity to get experience and some spells, that's really what I'm going for here. So yeah, I'm at 35% towards 52. Got to keep trying. Keep trying to move Mr. Best Friend up into that ultimate level 60 goal. So if I can get the spells that I do need, that'll enable me to go try to get into like Howling Stones or Old Seb. Doing it right now is not wise. But we're in like a limbo because I need to get the spells to kill the higher level mobs, but the higher level mobs have a better chance of dropping the spells. And one of my viewers put it pretty well last time I streamed. They said, you're really, at this point in the game, you're kind of expected to group and hope for those spells to drop. Because in a group, it doesn't really matter as much if you don't have the most optimal spells. But when you're soloing, it makes it a whole lot harder to solo when you don't have the best spells. And the other thing I don't want to do is I don't want to just go park on like low level mobs and just grind it. Like the KC wall or one of those spots that I know would not be that hard. But at the same time, that's just not good content. I don't want to have like 90 hours worth of videos of me just killing level 40 mobs to get to level 60. Oh, don't you go that way. I kind of messed up my plans. I had to root him. He picked like the absolute worst direction to go. So we switch from fear kiting to root rot mode when that happens. Because if he got in there and he pulls all those other guys, that's a mega wipe. And we don't need that. I'm debating right now, do I put another dot on him? I don't think I need to. He's at 8%. I bet my pet can finish him off. There we go. Very nice, pet. Well done, sir. Alright, let's get in there and check it out. I'm just keep reading like different forum posts to try to figure this out. Okay, we should have a goo coming in 30 seconds. I'm going to rebuff real quick because I'm maxed out on mana, and I don't like to keep myself maxed out on mana. I'm always trying to think of what is the most efficient way to use your mana, and 2 fizzles there on this kind of gums me up. In fact, I'll wait to rebuff after this because I need full mana for these goose. If I get too many resists, it gets pretty scary. There we go, got him dotted up. Pet's beating away on him, looking good. It is nice that I'm able to med through a lot of these because I'm fear kiting. It would be really nice to have Lich. Because with Lich, I could really pump some damage out. But I feel like I've got him kind of figured out. And the only X factor, the only real variable here is just the resist and then the odd chance that they try to path through that door back there. But when that happens, I just switch over to like a root and hold them at that door and just keep dotting them until they die. Man, they put out some damage though. Like just to get from what 8% to 0, my pet took half his health. This is the level 54 pet, so or 44 pet, sorry. But I'm just glad I got in here and got this camp. Everblazed, one of my viewers, he was chatting with me earlier, and he was like, I would go to City of Mist. I think that's your best spot. And I was like, you know what, you're probably right. I feel like right now it comes down to either City of Mist or Undead, or not Undead, Burning Wood Giant Fort. And it seems like every time I go out there, it's camp. But then again, every time I come here, it seems to be camp too. That's where we got into trying those things like the Emerald Jungle Specters. But if you guys remember, those were a little bit scary because they're wizards and they can root you. So people have been like, yeah, line of sight them, but for example, when I was trying to line of sight them, I had to get a dot on them before I could like line of sight them, and they rooted me in the middle of that cast for the dot, which now has me just hanging out, getting nuked. So it gets kind of scary. I'd rather deal with melee than casters all day long. Oh, no, you don't. Don't you do it. He's trying to go back in the door. Alright, we need to bring the pet back. He's getting beat up pretty good. So we'll just root route this guy. And then, yeah, there's definitely something going on because, like here, for example, I just got the encoding overloaded message and nothing is happening here. So, like, it's got to be something in EQ that's just pulling, like, a bunch of cycles away from the GPU or something. Oh, okay. Asaku, one of my longtime viewers, just messaged me, and I was wondering where he had been because I hadn't heard from him in a long time. Apparently, he had some personal issues to deal with, so it's good to hear from him. He's one of my first YouTube viewers. All right, let's see what dropped here. Spell, spell, no spell. So it's always good to hear from longtime viewers of the stream, longtime viewers of the channel. Alright, let's see. We should have a... There he is. And I'm going to try to get away with not dotting this guy and just letting my pet beat him up. Save on some mana here. So Asaku is telling me to get my OT hammer. I said I read that he resists a lot, but apparently Asaku did it at 49, so I should be good to do it. My girlfriend gets such a kick out of that he skeleton laugh. She kind of laughs like that in real life, so it makes her chuckle, and then she's chuckling, the skeleton's chuckling, everybody's chuckling. All right, I'm going to officially declare this as a good spot. I really like camping here. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and the Project 1999 devs will say, MMocracy, we made you your own server so you don't have to deal with people anymore. I guess then my viewers couldn't whisper me, and I really do appreciate it when you guys whisper me and say, hey, I watched your video. Hey, try this. I don't mind at all backseat gaming or any of that, so it does not bother me one bit. I am not an EverQuest expert. I'm not full of myself that I know this game in and out. So if you guys see things and you're like, hey, this doesn't make sense, give this a shot, I am all for it. Yeah, this seems like the spot to get some levels and just get some spells. I feel like even if I come here and there is people camping this spot, I can try some of these houses have goos in them as well. So that could work out. All right, I don't know what's gonna pop next, so we're just gonna stay nice and alert here. I think Grimlost, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Grimlost, let me ask you something. When you're streaming EQ, do you ever get encoding overloaded on your OBS? I am fighting this like tooth and nail. Negative. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Grimlost says, I also use a dual PC stream setup. I would think it would be a hardware like constraint issue if I couldn't also stream like much more demanding games. And it does it at really weird times. Like I can be sitting here doing absolutely nothing. Just it's not like there's a lot going on. Grimless says it sounds like a CPU or RAM related error. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like really do some research here. I did just turn off game mode. Somebody said turn off game mode. And hopefully that fixes it. Somebody else said turn off EQ play nice in the WinEQ2 client. So it's like I would think if it was like your hardware just strictly is like not performing, then I wouldn't get it at random times when I'm not even doing anything. I would see it pretty much every time I did the same action. Because I was sitting in this very spot with nothing happening. And it all of a sudden was like, nope, encoding overloaded. And I'm like, what? Don't you go for that door, goo. Ooh, he resisted the fear. Ooh, he resisted another fear. Asaku's giving me pointers on a spot. Yeah, I made the where TF do I level video. Apparently that turned some heads. There might have been a little bit of frustration there when I named the video. I won't deny that. I think we're working our way towards a solution here though. It's going to come down to if I can get a spell today or not. If I can get even a single spell or a research component. That's going to help us out significantly. Even if I don't, I'll keep grinding away here. I'll keep working towards 52. Theoretically, I have all the spells I need right now to make it to 60. That would just be absolutely miserable. It's just a matter of what would I camp to get there. Better spells means better camps. Better camps means more experience. I heard a rumor that the TLP was going to start at Omens of War. I'm not sure. I'm going to Google this. I'm not sure where that rumor came from. But if I don't really like the rule set, I'm not going to commit to it. So then it'll just be me and Mr. Best Friend, or I start a new solo self-found. Or maybe I break it up and do just a regular character. Go gear hunting on Mr. Best Friend, twink out a monk. Become the very thing that I despise. One thing I have considered is letting the community play a part in that decision as well. We are an MMocracy. I think you guys should get a vote. Grimlust, I was telling the stream earlier, I did a 12-mile ruck yesterday, so if it seems like I'm a little low energy, it's because I legitimately feel like I'm hungover here. I haven't felt like this in a long time. Grimlust says, that's fantastic, though, and understandable. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was pretty demanding. Grimlust says, I had open heart surgery a little while back. Been trying to get fit myself. That's right. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. So my endurance is is kind of the limiting factor. I was good up until about mile 10. And then around mile 10, I really started to like get a cramp in my legs. Cardio wise, I felt great. But my right leg started cramping pretty bad. So I just think I need to do more like longer distance running, which I've tried to avoid. I do like 3 to 5 miles pretty regularly, but I try not to go any higher than that because it starts chewing through your muscle. And I go to the gym a lot too. But as long as I'm eating enough, it shouldn't be a huge issue. Let's see. Do we have any goos? We have no goos. So yeah, I may need to start doing more. I'm thinking like 8 miles to start, 7 to 8 miles. Then move up into that 10-mile range. That was a good start to hiking season. Hiking season will be right around the corner. And my feet, oh my gosh. I took my sock off. This is gross. Viewer discretion advised. When I got done, I took my sock off, and my sock was like stuck to a blister on my foot, and I was watching the skin like pull with the sock, almost like one of those sticky hands when you stick something to the wall and it peels back. I was like, oh, that's bad. What have I done? Then I figured out my pinky toe points towards my ring toe in just the right way that it doesn't matter how short my toenail is, it's gonna like dig into that toe. So it cut a slice into my ring toe. It was a mess. And now I'm like hobbling around my house. So I definitely have a lot more conditioning work to do here. I need to be able to knock one of those out, no problem. and not be hobbling around. Open up door. Let me out. Oh, he resisted. Good job, pet. The pet taunted him, so I was able to get this fear off. That is not the direction I want him going. Oh yeah, he's doing that thing where he goes like over to that door. That's scary actually. Please don't bring a bunch of guys. Not bad, not bad. Finishing this one up with 50% mana. Gave the pet those Deadwood staves so he can rock. Drop my spells, man. Give me some spells. I don't need sapphires, I need spells. So I experimented with uploading to YouTube in 30-minute intervals, and that is a pain because you have to re-render every video. So I have to break it apart into 30-minute segments and then hit render, and it takes like 20 minutes to render a 30-minute video, which is weird because it's already a video. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep doing that just because the time sink involved is pretty significant for me to spend an hour and a half uploading a 2-hour stream. But so what I am going to start doing is I'm just going to start killing the stream off, I think, at 1 hour and then restarting it, and then I can just direct export to YouTube. So I'm actually going to do that real quick right now. Stick around if you guys are enjoying it. I'll be here for the next 3 hours.